Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. I first want to welcome and hug from a distance all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much. Please know that there are things that we need to discuss as non MAGA, non Trump supporters, and patriots to our Constitution. We need to have a community. First things first, I'm going to recommend two channels today for you to go look at. Number one, Sons of Liberty, and number two is Aaron Parnas. Aaron Parnas did a video yesterday regarding two hangings in Mississippi. I really think you need to go and watch that. I will put that down below. I can't put it, I'll put the name so you can just look it up, and he discusses these two hangings in Mississippi that happened the same day in two different areas. One was a young black man and one was a homeless man. That's all I'm going to say about this. Go watch that video. I never heard about this story at all up here in our local news. I didn't hear it in the mainstream. This is the only time I had ever heard it, and it was early this morning when I got up. So it's something we need to look at. If you live in Mississippi, you might have already heard, but you need to go watch that. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Okay, so today, I have to go and get a mammogram. So I'm taking my breakfast this way today. I'm not eating a solid food this morning. So that way I can go get some horrible food today up in the town where I'm getting my mammogram. My mother is a breast cancer survivor, and my doctor has pushed me to get a mammogram. So first time I've ever had it done, and I'm a little scared, a little nervous. And so my breakfast this morning is a Carnation instant vanilla drink with milk, spinach, strawberries, and blueberries. I forgot to put my banana in it. I'll put a banana in my vegetable drink later, maybe. All right. So we're going to talk about free speech, hate speech, truth, and lies. If you are a patriot to this Constitution, you know how important free speech is. You know, when you hear MAGA saying really horrible things about people on the left, when they lie, they call us demons, they call us evil, they say that we're destroying our country. But that's okay, because that's what you're talking about. Bondi is targeting people who are not mourning or celebrating Charlie Kirk. I personally cannot celebrate a racist, narcissistic, misogynistic, hateful, sexist, and the things that he has said have always been hate speech towards others, other than white men, of course. The pastor from Virginia that spoke out about Charlie Kirk, I understand. He's a black pastor. How could a black person celebrate a man who said that blacks were not equal, that black women did not have the brain capacity to be in the positions that they are in, and saying that it's DEI and that they were taking a slot from a white person? How could black people do that? How can I do that? How can I celebrate the life of someone who was so hateful and full of hate speech? I don't understand it. Kirk said hateful things. Civil rights was a mistake. Martin Luther King was an evil, bad person. And then MAGA supporters say that we're evil because we don't understand that Kirk was a great Christian. No, he wasn't. The thing they said about immigrants, how they have talked about immigrants, they eat the cats, they eat the dogs. Those are lies. J.D. Vance and Trump both pushed. Those were lies. That's hate speech. So if Bondi wants to go after hate speech, she needs to look within herself and in her own group. The most hateful people I've ever met in my life. Racist, misogynist, sexist. Using Jesus as a cover for their horrible, monstrous thoughts. Yeah, Miss Bondi, come on. I don't care. I will never stop speaking because I am a patriot to my Constitution and my freedom of speech. Period. If you are okay with this, Stephen Miller, piece of crap. Ugh, just the most vile, venomous little wormwood I've ever known. I don't like to be called evil. I don't like to be called a demon. I care about everybody. All colors, all thought patterns, all religions, good people. People just trying to make a living. So when you take away free speech and call it hate speech, that's unconstitutional, Miss Bondi. That's unconstitutional, Trump. That's unconstitutional, MAGA. How do you expect people to celebrate someone or to mourn someone who was so evil, but using Jesus as his cover? Wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what these MAGA Christians are. Wolves in sheep clothing. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Total lie. That was spread. That's hate speech. That's divisive. We are in the most divisive, I cannot say that word. Divisive. Ooh, look, there's another blueberry. Whatever. Divisive, divisive, divisive time. I don't know why I have a hard time pronouncing words, but anyway, we are more divided than we have ever been in my lifetime. I understand in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s, but I was born in 69, so I really wasn't aware of anything until 8 or 9 years old, 77, 78. I didn't see it. I've read about it. They're wanting to change history. Let's not look at the truth of slavery. Let's not look at the truth of women being abused. This is why I don't understand MAGA. You were patriots. You are no longer patriots. You are no longer for human rights. You are no longer constitutional. You are the hateful demons, the evil force in this country that is dividing us. You have used hate speech forever. Kirk called for Joe Biden to be executed. Did you agree with that? Do you agree that black people aren't as smart as you are? I can tell you something right now. The majority of MAGA are not all that smart because you have been fooled. You have been fooled. Y'all said you wanted this country to be ran like a business. Okay, well, they're running this country into the ground like one of the businesses that Trump bankrupted. Do you see that? He's building a ballroom. He built a club on top of the Rose Garden for the wealthy that's making out like bandits right now. As our inflation rises, our costs rise, and chaos is starting. You know, the lies they've told to you, to MAGA, and you believe it, you suck it up. Suck it up, Buttercup, right? If you have not read Project 2025, and I say this over and over and over again, then you need to get on it, because that is where we're going. If we do not stop it, if we do not stand up, if we do not protest, and they want to stop us protesting, they want to stop us saying the things that need to be said. They call it hate speech. It's true speech. It's freedom of speech, which is our constitutional right. Freedom of the press. This man, this president, this criminal king is suing the media for saying the truth or not following this corruption. But he's running us like a business. Let me get back to that. Our tax money is funding this criminal king. They're blowing up boats with no due process, killing people, and they're proud of it. I've never agreed with Charlie Kirk. I will never agree with what he has ever said. And you know what's really kind of ironic about this? Charlie Kirk was for free speech. Yeah. He was for you saying something against him, an opposing person, a debater. So they're actually going against what Charlie Kirk taught, right? MAGA followers, Trump supporters are so ignorant. They don't understand. Now you are working for a criminal king and you are supporting all of his unconstitutional things. And he's treating you like a worker that is expendable. He's treating you like an expendable employee. You know, if this is the company that he's running, there's no union for you, is there? Because you know what the union would be? The Constitution. That would be your union to go back on. Well, I have rights. He's taking those rights away. He wants you to work, pay your taxes, and shut up. He does not care about you. And you know what? He really didn't care about Charlie Kirk. Did he go to any of the memorials? Did he go to any visitations? Did he go to the funeral? Has he gone and seen him laying? No. He went golfing. So that's how much Trump thought of your Charlie Kirk. Y'all need to get up off your asses. You need to support our Constitution. You need to quit calling people demons and evil because they want the rights for everyone. They don't want to work for a criminal king and be an expendable employee. I'm just telling you. Hate speech is still the freedom to say what you want. And Pam Bondi, ugh, she just gets under my nerves. How come she's not going after these people for saying things that are absolutely incredibly wrong? Like Kilmeade, saying to just kill him. Why doesn't she go after Stephen Miller for saying the most horrible, horrendous things ever? Why don't she look at her boss and go, you better quit with the hate speech, boss? Because they want to control those who want the freedom to speak and say how they feel. I will never celebrate a man who didn't celebrate everybody. I won't. Y'all have a good day. Hugs from a distance. I gotta go get a mammogram. Bye, y'all. Hugs from a distance. Thanks again for being a new subscriber, an old subscriber, maybe someone that's curious. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe or share this with a like-minded person, or even someone who's not a like-minded. Just share it with them. Aggravate them. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance.